Welcome to our new leadership program, the Academic Department Leadership Program. I'm Rosie Berry, Senior Consultant in Leadership and Talent Development in the Office of Human Resources. The ADLP program has been developed in consultation with the Provost's Office and is built on research and best practices. In this short video, I'm going to provide some background on the overall program, as well as an introduction to Module 1. This program is designed specifically for department chairs and heads who have between approximately 2 and 5 years of experience in that role. It is intended to provide department leaders from all schools and colleges in the university a program in which they can learn new concepts about leadership and talk about those concepts with others who are in a similar position in another school or college. An emphasis is both on thinking about the ideas and talking about ways to apply this new information in your own department in order to create a more welcoming and engaging environment. A large part of the program will be focused on applying best practices based on research and then discussing them in order to determine how best to apply them in your particular department. So, what drove the development of this program? The program has been developed in response in part to the 2019 engagement data, which showed opportunities for improving the faculty experience at the university. In 2019, we had a 64% response rate from faculty across the university system. And by the way, there are two versions of this survey, one for staff and one for faculty. So all of this data is specifically from faculty. The items you see here are basic items that relate to leadership approaches that help to build an engaged department. There are strong positive responses and also areas for improvement overall. We will be covering basic ideas and tools for building on the positives and addressing the areas for improvement in this program. You will actually be receiving an invitation to the next engagement survey in October. Results for the individual departments will be available in January, and you will receive an individual debrief of your own department's results in January at that point. In addition, commitment number 4 from the MPAC 2025, which is the university strategic plan, is community and belonging. And an academic department that is functional and collaborative can make great strides. The leader has a huge role in this because building community and belonging starts with the leader. In this program, you will learn about key processes and tools to make this possible, all built on research into best practices. Many of the action items in commitment number 4 are related to the materials and approaches within the program. So what's actually included in this program? Here's an overview. As you can see, looking at this chart, there are 4 units that are included. After the first unit, which is the welcome, and I'll give you more detail on that shortly because we're kicking that off as we speak. The second unit focuses on creating a welcoming, engaging department and looks at this from the perspective of faculty life cycle. That begins with the hiring process and onboarding. Once a student or once a faculty or staff person has been hired, how can that process be welcoming and help to build positivity? And remember, most employees are the most open and enthusiastic in their job as they start the new job. And how can a department head or chair build on that? Other topics in this unit include modules to help learn to set goals, provide feedback, as well as mentoring and developmental options. And there are tangible tools at all of the steps in the way. With that in mind, the focus in Unit 3 shifts to what a chair or head can do to create a vision for the department as well as get results. And finally, the material in the final unit focuses on how the leader can grow impact and influence in their department, college, and field, as well as developing the skills to learn and adapt. So, what should you expect in the program? What does this mean for you every week? So every module is made up of 3 or 4 weeks or 3 or 4 sessions, and it includes individual sessions where you will be reviewing material ahead of the actual large group meeting. There will be large group Zoom sessions where new information is presented. They will generally be between 60 and 90 minutes. And there will be facilitated small group discussions where the focus will be on talking about the application of the new ideas in your department and some practice having challenging conversations as well. Each small group discussion group will include participants from different colleges to help you get a variety of perspectives. It's in these discussions that you'll have a chance to explore your ideas and priorities around topics and be thinking about how you want to apply them in your current role. The sessions will be facilitated by the same LTD consultant who debriefed your Hogan Insights assessment. Facilitators include Jen Engler, Terry Spillers, Lovey Peisig, and me, and all of us have practical experience working at the U with chairs, heads, deans, and faculty as well. So now let's take a few minutes and talk about the first module. For the first module, which is called Introduction to Leadership Challenges, Session 1, which we are just starting right now, will be made up of individual work, including watching this video and reviewing the academic unit roles and responsibilities, which we'll see in just a moment. There will be an ask where you will complete that form from your own perspective. Session number 2 will be a large group session, primarily a panel discussion of college and a university leaders talking about leadership challenges that they have faced and learning what they have gained from those challenges. And if you think about it, the last year or so has been a pretty challenging time for leaders, so maybe we'll get some perspective on that. And session 3 is the introduction to the facilitated small group sessions. You'll be partnered with chairs and heads from other colleges and yours, and you'll get a chance to discuss what you learned from the leadership panel, what is hard and easy for you in a department leadership role, and what you may want to achieve as you move forward in the course. So this is what the academic unit role, key functions, and leader roles and responsibility looks like. This is in your Canvas site. And always, it's important to know that it's not a popular thing to refer to a department leader as a manager. Successful department leaders will be managing things, a series of things that are outlined in this document. It will be available for you on the Canvas site. So let's take just a moment to look at what is involved in these topics. So the first one is managing strategy. What's the vision for the future and how will you get there in your department, as well as how to get people on board? Without this, a department might not keep up with the field. And I'm sure you're all aware of departments which at one point were quite successful and they haven't been able to keep up that pace. Part of that is strategy to keep that going. The second one is managing operations. This is something that it's easy to expect the department administrator to take care of, and yes, that person does a portion of it. In reality, however, it's the responsibility of the chair or head to make sure that faculty have what they need to be successful. And I've heard lots of very interesting stories about what new faculty have not had as they've shown up. So those are things that should be addressed, because remember, at the front end, when people show up, that's when they are the most open to possibilities. The third one is managing finance, and a deep understanding of how the budget works in your college or school is very important, as there are ways to get more money, and you have to figure out from your strategy what's the best way to do it. More classes, research, fundraising, donors, etc. All possibilities. So the next one then is, didn't mean to do that. The next one then is managing talent, which has to do with moving faculty and staff through their life cycle so they can be successful. And that includes providing feedback and opportunities for growth. It's kind of a standard thing at the University of Minnesota that, particularly on the faculty side, we don't really like to give feedback. Let's just say, from my experience, it's much easier to give some feedback when the problem isn't big than it is when it's really large. The next one is performing the optional roles of a faculty member. What are the teaching, research, and outreach activities that make sense for you to do in a way that will also move the department ahead? The average chair is very torn with how much they can, quote, give up, which probably isn't a good way to look at it. Understandable, though. So what are the things that you want to continue working on? Providing service and support to various constituencies, and that's looking at options for service beyond the department and the university. And finally, enhancing personal and professional development. What can you do to grow and be stronger in what you do? So let's take a look at the next steps. So what we're going to do is ask you to take a look, go into the Canvas course and take a look at the academic roles and responsibilities document and think about which of these you do well and which you need to learn more about. And you will be talking about that in your small group facilitated session. And in the meantime, we look forward to developing this program with you. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help. Thank you.